Good morning, everyone. I hope you had a fabulous and fun weekend. For ELA, we are jumping into a new essential question, new vocab, new stories, and a new concept. So, our weekly concept is government, and our essential question is how do people make a government work? Well, our government is pretty much the big boss of the United States. They help make decisions and make everything an easy flow in our United States system. And we'll learn more about this. But one part of government is being able to vote. And that's what you see in this picture here. You see a little girl and you see her classmates behind her, and they're actually voting for a class president. And a voting is a way for people to be able to voice their opinion without having to have any fear about what others think. So it's very confidential, and you get your voice out there without any problems, I should say. So, voting lets people know what you think, and it gives you the power to choose.
Government. How do people make government work? When we vote, we let our government leaders know what we want. We make our voices count. Even though these children are too young to vote, they found a way to tell their government leaders how they feel. By giving a speech outside the Capitol in Washington, D.C., this girl is making her voice count. Abraham Lincoln made his voice count. He ended slavery. His voice mattered, and so does yours. How can you make your voice count?
So there we learned a little bit about government and a little bit about the background of voting, which we are going to be reading a lot about this week. Before we get going on this, do you see these pictures right here? Do these look like real pictures or do they look like fake pictures? Good. These are real pictures of people voting in the voting process. So if it's real pictures, do you think this is going to be a fictional story or do you think this is going to be a nonfiction story? Remember, fiction means fake, nonfiction means not fake. Good. So this is going to be a nonfiction story. And not only that, it's an informational text. Informational text give us information and teaches us about something. So we're going to be reading a lot of informational text about our government. And we are going to be learning all about elections.
All about elections. Every day our lives are affected by decisions made by our elected leaders. They decide on ways to make our towns safer and cleaner. They tell us what can be taught in schools. They make laws that we must follow. Who can vote? An election is a way for voters to have a say in the important issues in their towns, cities, states, and country. Voters do this by giving their one vote to the person they feel will make the best decisions. To be a voter, you must be a United States citizen and be 18 years old or older. Voting is an important right that citizens have. It is also a responsibility. In some parts of the world, people do not have the right to vote. They have no say in decisions their government makes. Who are candidates? People who want to become elected leaders are called candidates. They travel and make speeches to reach as many people as they can. They tell people about changes they want to make. They ask people about issues that are important to them. The candidates ask people to vote for them on election day. Who won? When election day comes, people go to special public buildings called polling places. They give their vote to the candidate they feel will do the best job. In some places, people use a computer or other machine to cast their vote. In other places, they use a paper ballot to mark their choices. When election day ends, all the votes are counted. The winners are announced. Thanks to the voters, the newly elected leaders will soon be working to make a difference in our towns, cities, states, and in Washington, D.C.
So that was just a short informational text letting us know all about elections. It gave us who can vote. So you have to be at least 18 years and older, and you have to be a U.S. citizen, and you have to be registered to vote. The candidates are the ones who you are voting for. So there's usually 2 or more people who are running for a certain something that you are voting, and you will pick which one you think will do the best job, and you vote on that based on your own opinion. And they take those votes and they see who has the most votes, and then the ones with the most votes win that election. Now let's look at some vocab words. I am going to be pausing the video to ask you a couple questions that are going to pop up on your Edpuzzle. And what you're simply going to do is you are just going to give me an example sentence using the vocab word. Our first one is announced. Miss Parks announced the winner of the contest. When you announce something, it means you say something. So if you announced your favorite color, you're saying your favorite color. If you announced your opinion, you're saying your opinion. Candidates. Andrew is one of our 4 candidates for class president. So candidates are the people who are seeking the office or honor. So they are the people running for whatever you're voting for. Convince. Julie's mother tried to convince her to play soccer. When you convince someone, you cause someone to believe in or do something. So what if I try to convince you that pizza is a healthy dinner? I am trying to persuade you. I'm trying to tell you, and I'm trying to get you to agree with me that pizza is healthy. Decisions. Nick made 2 decisions about what to eat for breakfast. So decisions are choices that you make. If I have a decision to whether to eat ice cream or brownies for dessert, I have to make that decision. I have to make that choice. Which one would you choose? Elect. To elect is to choose by voting. All right. So try not to get elect and decision. So decisions are choices you make, and elect is choosing by voting. Okay, so it says, what is another word for elect? Well, voting. Just think elect and voting are the same thing. Estimate. Estimate. Sam tries to estimate or guess the number of coins he had. So when you are estimating or taking a guess at the number of coins, it means he is taking a guess. So he's taking a guess of the amount. So if you go into Dunkin' Donuts, right, and you're looking at those donuts on the wall or in the crates, wherever those donuts are at, and someone asks you, how many do you think are on that wall over there? Well, you're going to say, I estimate that there are 24 strawberry donuts. I estimate that there are 16 chocolate donuts. It's just taking a wild guess on how much something is. Government. Our government makes laws. We kind of went over this already, but government is the people who guide a city, state, or country. They are the ones who make the rules that we need to follow. So government, again, is the people who guide a city, state, or a country. Independent. It's good to be independent and do things on your own. The example sentence kind of gives it away that independent means that you do things for yourself. You don't need any help from anybody else. You are doing it just by yourself. You don't need that help. How can you become more independent at home? So how can you do things by yourself at home more without mom and dad's help, without brother or sister's help? Okay, and I'm just going to go through and show you some of the skills that we will be learning this week. So an important skill that we must learn is rereading. So when you reread, you are stopping and thinking about the text as you read it, right? But what if something doesn't make sense? What if you are asked a question, you have no idea what it's about? Well, you just simply go back and you reread to find the answer. Author's point of view. Now, we are going to be doing quite a bit on author's point of view. Now, this can become confusing because author's point of view also means first person, second person, and third person based on what it's written. But our point of view this week is going to be the author's opinion. You're going to be hearing me say that a lot, author's opinion. And it's how the author views things, what his opinion is on the topic. So you can find out the author's opinion about reading the nonfiction text, and if he's trying to persuade us into thinking something, if he's talking about good things, if he's talking about bad things, we can tell on how he feels about the topic he is talking about. Expository text. So we have our text features back that we've learned probably about a month ago before break. And prefixes. A prefix is a word that's added to the beginning of a root word, and it changes the whole meaning of the word. So the prefix un means not. The prefix re means again. So reread. You have read as your root word, and re as in means again, so reading again. Retie. So tie is your root word, re as your prefix, and so it means to tie again. And we'll be doing more of those. I'm just going through it today. Okay? And that's what we will be doing this week. So I will see you tomorrow and we'll start our 2 vocab words. Other than that, you have a fantastic day.